The UNO School of Communication was recently awarded a $50,000 grant to improve its operations for its broadcasting students. We bring you to the dedication of a new audio booth that will expedite the students' ability to create content that will better the journalism community. Good afternoon, I'm Alex Wessling.
And I'm Analia Ramirez. Coming up next, we take you to the local Pro Slam that's giving a voice to the Me Too movement.
All this and more right here on the Omaha News.
From the studios of UNO Television, this is the Omaha News, presented by UNO School of Communication.
The Nebraska Broadcasters Association was formed in 1934 to promote the new radio industry. Since then, the NBA has been active in helping journalism and broadcast students further their skills in Nebraska with thousands of dollars in scholarships over the decades. Its latest grant has made a huge difference to students at UNO.
3, 2, 1.
Over the years, the Nebraska Broadcasters Association has been a tremendous help to the UNO School of Communication, and this year wasn't any different.
Someday we need to approach our board with the idea that perhaps our foundation could make a donation to UNO to upgrade the equipment and software that the students are using. We gave the idea to our board of directors, and they unanimously approved a $50,000 donation.
With this grant, CFAM students now have access to their own whisper room.
Sometimes you get an idea randomly at night, and then you're like, oh, I should probably go record this, and now you can because it's right there.
Whisper rooms significantly reduce ambient and acoustic noise and can be used as vocal booths for music recording, voiceovers, and much more. Director of the School of Communication, Hugh Riley, tells us what this grant means to him.
Without the help of the NBA and Jim Tim, we would never have had, and therefore the students would never have benefited from it. So it's a wonderful combination of things that's allowed us to, starting with this whisper room and then going on to what will the HD TV conversion. So it's exciting, and we feel gifted.
With the help of this grant, UNO's television will be upgraded to HD next fall.
We couldn't be any happier about what you're doing with this gift. It's great to see.
The Whisper Room is located in CPAC's Hall Room 104 and is available to CFAM students 24/7.
Police are finding more about the background of a woman who shot free at a California YouTube campus yesterday. Nasim Agdam opened fire at YouTube's main headquarters in San Bruno yesterday afternoon. Police do not believe the San Diego resident specifically targeted the free victims when she pulled out a handgun and fired off several rounds before committing suicide in a courtyard at the company's headquarters. Her brother, who did not want to be identified, reportedly warned police this past weekend when they filed a missing persons report and found her car over 700 miles away from her home.
Scooter's Coffee has opened its first location in North Omaha, but it's so much more than a Scooter's location, mostly because of who it is behind it. Reporter Julie Trin gives us an inside look on the franchise partner, Julian Young.
Everywhere you look while driving in Omaha, you notice one thing: new Scooter locations. The newest Scooters is at 30th and Ames, and it's one of the largest in the country.
Well, we wanted this Scooter's Coffee location to be unique from any scooter store.
Julian Young is a North Omaha native. He graduated from Benson High School and received his bachelor's degree from Wayne State College in 2007. Young's journey began with a very rough start. At the age of 8, he saw his family steal drugs, and eventually he became a drug dealer himself.
I got into quite a bit of trouble and was facing 15 years in prison, and had been in and out of the jail several times and had about 8 probation violations, and I had burned every relationship bridge and opportunity to the ground, and the judge wasn't giving me any second chances.
Young's life started changing for the better at the age of 19.
And a mentor came into my life and said, hey, you're an entrepreneur, you're a leader, and he began to mentor me, and that is where, my life started to change.
Today, Young is the founder of the Start Center, a licensed and ordained minister, a professor at Metro Community College, an author of 15 books, and a community leader. His latest project is the new scooters business on 30th and Ames. Young's goal for this scooters location is to be more than just a coffee shop. There are 2 meeting spaces for community members to use free of charge.
There's just aren't a lot of meeting spaces, neutral meeting spaces in North Omaha, so this is perfect.
For the Omaha News, I'm Julie Trin.
Scooter says it wants to create a community atmosphere, so all of their employees have been hired from the Omaha community.
Literary slams have been around since the late 80s, allowing writers to express themselves in a way that extends beyond the page. Omaha News reporter Danielle Meadows tells us about an upcoming pro slam that's highlighting a groundbreaking movement.
UNO's literary magazine, 13th Floor, is teaming up with Writers Workshop and the English department for the annual 700 Words Prose Slam. The event is themed around the Me Too movement, inviting members of the Omaha community to share their story, even if it's not an easy one to share. Moises Delgado is an intern and copy editor. Delgado uses the magazine as a way to come out of his shell.
I tend to be a bit introverted, so I applied for the internship just because it was going to offer me a chance to be more social.
Going strong for 5 years, 13th Floor publishes 1 magazine each semester.
It offers a chance just to be creative, because I think oftentimes we're not creative enough.
Sophie Clark is the lead poetry editor at 13th Floor magazine. She said the slam is important for students to attend because it gives them an outlet to share and support.
We've seen a lot of students writing about that this semester. It's an important thing to address, just to come together and hear, voices that maybe we haven't heard.
Participants are asked to bring 2 nonfiction or fiction pieces, with judges scoring each piece after they're performed. While reading something personal in front of a crowd might be intimidating,
once you're up there, there's just this feeling in the room that's so empowering, and the audience wants you to do well, and I tell people not to be nervous because they'll always feel great after they're done.
For the Omaha News, I'm Danielle Meadows.
The Pro Slam is Thursday, April 5th at the Apollon Art Space. There is a $5 participation fee, otherwise it's free to attend. Performances begin at 7 p.m.
When we come back, we'll be talking about one of the biggest art competitions in the metro.
And next, we get a sneak preview of a new pinball arcade destination.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Stand by to come out to the open in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fade up, press 1, time.
We walk in straight lines, carved into stony paths, colder than ice baths and just as suffocating. Our breaths are just undulating to the beat of car horns and ticking, ticking time. Separated in forests of chopped, sanded, paint-dripping trees marked with rosewood X's. I've left enough houses to know these were never our homes, but the memories nurse us until our minds fade away just as scars on our skin.
You've always known you were a leader, someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons, to learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.
This is the Omaha News.
Pinball machines and arcade games have been an entertainment staple since the 1950s. Reporter Ben Phillips takes us in for a sneak peek of the new Hollywood Pinball and Arcade Museum that hopes to revive the industry.
The first thing you think of when you enter Hollywood Candy at 12th and Jackson in the Old Market is that of a candy shop. But if you look inside this door, you'll get a glimpse of what's to come in the latest addition to Hollywood Candy, the Hollywood Pinball and Arcade Museum. But it's not like any other museum you'll find.
From the onset, we decided that all the games are going to be interactive, so it's an interactive museum. A lot of museums don't let you touch things. We will. We are going to let you play all of the games.
Take a step back in time with games filling the wall, games such as Bagatelle, a predecessor to pinball games, along with pinball machines and arcade games. But the collection doesn't stop there.
We've got a lot of rock and roll memorabilia with guitar picks and vinyl and things, and the machines themselves are truly collectible.
The work put into restoring each of these games take anywhere from a couple hours to a few days. This allows the games to play and function properly, and everything works, from the buttons to the smallest detail. Brian Alec, better known in town as the Pinball Guy, diagnoses each pinball machine that comes into the museum.
The hardest part is actually just figuring out what's wrong, and it's usually just wear and tear and dirty because of the years that they've been neglected.
With the age and nostalgia of the games, some say that the area won't be successful. But Larry says that everyone, millennials in particular, will come to enjoy taking a jump back to the past.
What you call the millennials have been very interested in coming back here and looking at them, and they get very much charged up with what's going on here. People just come in and automatically see fun and exciting, and the big thing you always see in people's faces is wow.
For the Omaha News, I'm Ben Phillips.
The Hollywood Pinball and Arcade Museum is working on final touches and plans a soft open on April 16th.
Nebraska took another step toward bringing back the death penalty by seeking an execution date for inmate Carrie Dean Moore. Attorney General Doug Peterson filed a motion with the Nebraska Supreme Court for Moore, who is the longest-serving inmate on death row. The motion also states that Moore has no pending appeals or stays of execution in state or federal courts. Moore, who shot and killed 2 Omaha cab drivers in the summer of 1979, has declined to be named in the round of legal challenges filed by death penalty opponents.
A selection of the Metro's top new artists will compete for prize money, recognition, and of course bragging rights. We report on how the competition is challenging because the artists have to talk about a topic they often try to avoid, themselves. After taking a year off, Art Slam has returned to Omaha. And who better to explain this contest than the man who's directed it since the beginning?
My name is Jose Jimenez.
Well, when he's not moonlighting as Jose, his name is John Rogers, owner of Gallery 72 and co-chair of the Special Projects Committee for Friends of Art.
Friends of Art is an organization that raises money for UNO art and art history students.
On average, they raise $6,000 a year for UNO art students, mostly for projects like Art Slam, in which 10 selected artists are given 4 minutes to show off 2 pieces of their work.
And talk about themselves and their artwork. So they got to have a very concise speech ready to go.
That presentation can be a killer for most young artists.
I had never made a slideshow of my work.
Christine Hansen, a former UNO student, won the previous iteration of Art Slam and soon after was recruited to be Rogers' co-chair.
Twisted her arm until it hurt.
Kane got her start at Art Slam, previously working in the medical field and only dabbling in art. Both she and Rogers talk about how much of a challenge this really is for new artists.
A lot of artists just can't talk effectively about their work.
It's hard to talk about yourself, why you paint what you paint, where you're going, where you're headed. It was a learning experience just in that regard.
Those in attendance will decide who best met this challenge and vote a winner. And on April 12th, you can be among the first to appraise Omaha's cutting-edge new artists. Attendance is free for all students, and we'll begin at 5:30 at 1806 Vinton Street.
Coming up, we meet UNO students who are seeking to raise awareness about the homeless by living like them.
And next, we talk about the Omaha Jitterbugs.
Stay tuned, we'll be right back.
Y'all are doing really good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Film Streams is a nonprofit organization dedicated to the presentation and discussion of film as an art form by showing films from different countries, probably something a lot of people don't get to exposed to very often, but that's something we can do here in the theater. We are in the middle of an extraordinary period of growth. We were gifted the Dundee Theater on 50th and Dodge. That does mean expanding to a second location, of course. We depend on our volunteers to help us make the theater run. Volunteers do everything from helping us up in the office. They could help us run materials around town, like marketing materials, posters and things like that. The biggest thing is ticket taking. If anybody is interested in volunteer opportunities in the arts, no matter what your age, it's a great opportunity. It's a happy place, it's an exciting place, and you're a part of a community.
I've been volunteering here at the museum since October of 2014. My favorite part right now really is the Bohemian Cafe. There's just such memories connected with the things that they donated to the museum. It's just part of the Omaha culture, along with the Czech culture. It's just such fun to have people come in and remember things by looking at what we have here.
I am a senior music education student in the School of Music. I'm a PR and advertising major in the School of Communications.
I'm a senior and I'm a communication studies major.
Senior, majoring in creative writing.
I'm a communication studies student.
I love band and I knew that I always wanted to be involved in music some way. There was never really any question of anything else.
I love CFEM so much. They've helped me out a lot, just letting me know that they're here for me, that there's a support system.
It gives you such a good opportunity to grow and hone your skills, and I think you really learn things about yourself. And I know I've gotten opportunities at UNO and because of CFAM that I wouldn't be able to anywhere else.
The core reason why I'm a communication studies major is because I really just love helping people.
My favorite part about poetry is just escaping into a different world. I can talk about it for hours and hours.
What you like to do is like your superpower.
This is the Omaha News.
In America, just over 500,000 people are homeless. Omaha News reporter Zach Miller talks to college students who are raising awareness of the homelessness in the metro.
According to a recent study done by the Open Door Mission, around 2,000 people are homeless in Omaha.
I think it's huge because the homelessness population in Omaha isn't small, and this really helps it out.
The Pi Kappa Alpha fraternity in Omaha has been staying the night in cardboard boxes to raise food and awareness for 1 week every year for the last 15 years.
We're pretty fortunate with the things that we have, and for us to have this opportunity to spend a week out here, kind of suffer a little bit, but also do something great for the community.
The group partnered with the Salvation Army and raises an average of between 2,000 to 3,000 cans each year, and are on track to hit that mark again this time around.
We have a truck right now that's almost completely full, so that'll be a very good donation towards our food pantry.
Through rain, snow, and below freezing conditions, volunteers stay the night outside, no matter what.
It's really cold. You wake up a lot, and the ground's not soft.
It's super cold. Also, the first night it was pouring down rain and thunder and everything. So, but I think I woke up every hour, starting at 4 a.m.
While conditions might not be ideal for sleeping outside, their efforts don't go unnoticed.
We have had a lot of people drive through and drop off cans and say, "Hey, we saw you on the news, and what you're doing is awesome. Just keep on doing it."
For the Omaha News, I'm Zach Miller.
The group plans to continue the event for a 16th year and hopes to raise even more cans in the future.
Omaha police have jailed the father of Free after their mother hasn't been seen for the last 2 days. The father, Marvin L. Young, has not been charged in the disappearance of Kamisha Hollis, but a domestic violence investigation has been opened, listing him as a suspect. On Monday afternoon, the couple's 3 children were found by police alone at their home. Young is in the Douglas County Jail on suspicion of disturbing the peace at a police station and neglecting the couple's children. Police are seeking the public's help finding Hollis or her car, a red Hyundai Elantra.
The Omaha Jitterbugs got their start in the 1990s on a wave of popular swing dancing, infused with various modern music styles. Joined by the UNO Jazz Band reporter Justin Doring, shows us how the group hit the dance floor to swing the mood.
The Omaha Jitterbugs are out to prove that if you have awkward social skills, swing dancing may be for you.
How do I talk with this person that maybe I don't have something in common with? Well, you don't need to say so much. You just dance. So
It was a special treat for the UNO Jazz Band to present the music of the legendary Chick Webb. Webb recorded his original music nearly 80 years ago, but never published it to paper. The Omaha Jitterbugs launched a GoFundMe campaign to hire special musicians to transcribe the music from recordings and put it on chart. There are no requirements, just walk in and you're free to enjoy.
It's kind of a thrill, really, honestly. It's there's so many aspects of it, man. You get to hear jazz, you get to move around, you get to meet people. That's just one of the best parts about us, meeting people.
Sopcich believes going back in time is key to a healthier life.
It's easy in the day of social media and stream to your home media. That's where it's easy to stay home and it's easy to not connect with the people that are right there. And even if it may be scary at first, it's so rewarding at the end. So that's why we keep doing it.
Smith agrees, but to him, it's healthier in more ways than one.
Well, I think that everyone should probably do a little exercise in their life. I don't really do too much exercise outside of dancing, but I don't think I need to. Everything I learned is from doing it here.
For the Omaha News, I'm Justin Doring.
The Omaha Jitterbugs host their new class, Intro to Swing, tonight at 6 p.m.
When we come back, we meet two daughters who are waiting for their father to come home from military service.
And we prepare for the spring season with lawn mowing businesses.
Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Brilliance is born in the dark. As a spark when dawn just breaks, before the grades, the praise, the views. Amongst the books, the smell of half-eating breakfast, the like-minded in the silence, they'll find you. You who sees more than meets the eyes and tirelessly chases ideas. Progress your muse, and failure your teacher. And those here see the same in you, the spark before the fire. In the lab, in the cafe, amongst the books. Because you are a maverick. You are brilliant, and brilliance is born in the dark. The UNO Chris Library, hours 7 to midnight, Sunday through Thursday. To learn more, visit unomaha.edu/Chris Library.
One, fade up one like a cue.
Around 5,000 servicemen and their families are housed at Offutt Air Force Base. Reporter Brittany Calvert talks to two daughters of a serviceman who's returning to Omaha later this year.
Happy Easter, my Christian guys, and love you very much.
Happy Easter, love you.
Stories, old pictures, and laughter are keeping this military family busy as they wait for their father to finish deployment. Navy Chief Bill Meyer has been serving as a chaplain assistant in Djibouti, Africa since August of 2017. He won't be home until late September 2018.
It's still really sad because we're just used to him being here, and it's a whole different atmosphere really when he's not here.
Since 2001, more than 2 million American children have had a parent deployed at least once. For the Meyer family, they have experienced deployment before.
He was in Kuwait for 10 months when I was in 6th grade to 7th grade.
The Meyer family has been very thankful for technology to help them keep in touch with their dad despite the 8-hour difference.
He has an app where he can talk to us, but it's just different because I used to be able to come home and actually see him, and now we can never do that. So it's all just texting now, FaceTime sometimes.
The family is counting down the days until their very own hero comes home.
But I'm just excited for us all to be together again like we are at holidays and stuff, and just sit around and laugh because, I don't know, ridiculous things always come up and we just laugh at them. You don't think it would be that different, but then when someone's not there, it's like a whole different vibe, I guess.
For the Omaha News, I'm Brittany Calvert.
Navy Chief Meyer will return to Omaha for 2 weeks at the end of May to visit his family before finishing his deployment.
A former Creighton University student and fraternity member accused of slashing an 18-year-old woman's neck takes a plea deal. Authorities have said that on February 11, 2017, Wheeler, who was intoxicated, went into the Creighton dorm room of a woman he didn't know. As he left, he turned around and swiped at her neck with his pocket knife. The woman was scarred, but not seriously injured. Wheeler has recently pleaded no contest to second-degree assault. In exchange, the Douglas County Attorney's Office dropped a weapons charge. Wheeler faces a maximum of 20 years in prison when he receives his sentence in June.
Although Nebraska's spring temperatures broke an 1899 record for low temps this morning, Omaha News reporter Jill Faust tells us how one Omaha business prospers during the season.
Springtime is a time of plant growth and new life. However, for lawn care professionals, it means one thing: business. Preparing for the season is important in order to be successful.
Well, you got to get the machines going, sharpen blades, oil changes, make sure that all the tires have the correct air pressure in them, all your belts are working, everything's ready to travel on the trailer.
Lawn care is a competitive industry. Building a clientele list is important to make a business grow and succeed.
Well, a lot of it comes from, people see you doing it for family, friends, and people that I knew. And then, their neighbors just kind of saw me doing it and saw how good of a job I was doing, and then it kind of went from there.
Although having a mowing service mow your lawn may be more convenient, having your own mower might be more cost effective. That means you're going to have it serviced at least once a year.
And now's a great time, homeowners are starting to get the spring fever, so they're getting a good itch to get their mowers out and get working in the yard. So getting a lot of them coming in with old gas or just doing preventative maintenance, getting things ready to go for the season.
With the season of spring now here and warmer, consistent temperatures, the grass is getting greener, and it's only a matter of a few weeks before mowing will begin. For the Omaha News, I'm Joe Faust.
J&J Small Engine is a family-owned business that has served Omaha and Bellevue since 1985.
That's all for today. We'll be back next week with new stories.
Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at UNO, the Omaha News. From all of us here at the Omaha News, thanks for watching.
We will see you next time.
Radio as a whole is just a place for anybody who's interested in, music, sports, news, radio.
It's a Rebel G production.
Mav Radio is my platform to show my ability and my skills, and also be able to reach out and meet other people and network. So Mav Radio means everything to me because it is me. My name is D.K. Kellum. I'm the music director, and welcome to Mav Radio.
Heartland Pride is an organization that promotes and celebrates diversity within the Omaha metro area. We host the annual Pride Festival, we host the parade, and we do host other events. Individual joins Heartland Pride, I think what they gain is a broader ideal of not only themselves but the community as a whole. In order to see a change in the community that I live in every day, I need to be that change.
You've always known you were a leader. Someone who works hard to achieve your goals. You can see it. You can see your success in front of you. You pursue a college education for the old-fashioned reasons. To learn, to make yourself more valuable, to succeed. You need a place that celebrates your ambition and positions you alongside visionary people just like you. You, my friend, belong here, the University of Nebraska at Omaha.